Hey guys, it's Drea. Today I have for you my monthly rolling project pan update. I do this every month. Last month was super late. Sorry about that. My new job has been great. I know a lot of you are asking me for an update, so I'll just say really quickly. It's been great. I really love it. I love it there. I'm having so much fun. It has been so much work. It's been like week after week of 50 to 60 hours a week. So this is my first week that I actually have like a little bit of downtime, but I did work all day today. I have been up since 6:45. It is 9 p.m. I redid my makeup because I was looking tired and I really hate this makeup right now. Let's just start off this video on like the most honest note. I hate doing black liner on the bottom, but I accidentally did like way too thick liner on the top and it wasn't working out. So I did liner on the bottom and now I just hate the whole thing. So anyways, I'm gonna film this for you though, because I am excited to talk about all the progress that I've made. I am taking out 4 things, I am bringing in 4 things, and I have updates on 6 things. I'll link to the last update if you are new here, if you haven't seen it. I do a rolling project pan, so every time something is done I bring in something new, which for me is so much fun because I just feel like it's always fresh, like something new is happening and it's not just the same products over and over. Okay, firstly, every month I do an eyeshadow palette of the month that I have to use at least 5 times. This month I used the Huda Beauty Neon Orange Obsessions palette. This is the 5th time I'm wearing it, this look today. I keep track right on here. That can come off now. Okay, so I do this because I want to really get to know palettes here and there. Like I feel like a lot of the time they don't see enough use in my collection. So this is a new one to me, but I thought you guys would really want a full review on it. This is what it looks like. There are 6 matte shades and 3 really glittery shades. I would not call them metallics. I would call them straight up glitters. So this is what I'm wearing today. I'm using a combination of the mattes and then I have mostly the orange all over my lid with a little pop of the yellow in the middle. I hadn't used the orange before today, so I really wanted to use that. So I've now used every shade in this palette. I also did a tutorial using this, which I actually really like the way the tutorial turned out. It's only a 3-minute tutorial, but it's like a nice quick, just so you can see how it works. I'll link to that as well. So here's my final thoughts on this palette. First of all, I absolutely love the packaging. I think the 9-pen palette packaging is so smart. It's just so compact. It's so nicely, like it's just so aesthetic. But I also love that this is acrylic, this is a raised, like it really goes with the neon theme. So I'm really thrilled with the packaging on this. I absolutely love the mattes in this palette. The mattes, I think, are the standout stars, and I have not loved her mattes in my other Obsessions palettes. Like I have the Amethyst and the Smoky one, and the mattes I find are like really hit and miss. I love every single matte in this palette. They're all so pigmented, they blend so easily. My favorite looks that I have done with this are ones where I just use all mattes. Like I didn't even use any of the glitters. I did that maybe 2 times. And I loved the way they looked. So I really do enjoy them a lot. There's just like a really nice kind of variety of corally orange in here. There's lots of orange, obviously it's the orange palette, duh. But then you also have like this really nice toned yellow. It's not like bright, it's not like mustard. It's got this really interesting tone to it. It's kind of like tangerine yellow, if that's even a thing, and then a bright purple, which is a nice contrast. As for the glitters, they're absolutely not my favorite. You have to use glitter glue with them or they won't apply, they won't show up. I feel like they do go on better with a finger. Even with glitter glue, they still go on better with a finger. The only one that I think is really good quality is this yellow. This pinky one and then this orange one at the bottom, I just don't love. Like I feel like they don't really show up that well. They're not like, they are glittery, but they're like chunky glitter. They're not like shiny glitter. Like they don't really catch the light very well, which is kind of interesting for a glitter. This one is very pigmented, so I actually do really like that. Overall, I like this a lot. You know, I like bright colors. Obviously, these are only going to be palettes for people who really like bright colors. And I will use this. I will definitely use it for the mattes and maybe pair other things with it, but I don't think I'm going to be reaching for it for the glitters probably ever. Maybe for the yellow every once in a while, but it's really the mattes in here that I really love. So I'm glad that I use this a lot and am able to like fully review it for you guys. I do think it's worth the money. I don't know about the other ones, but this one I like. The next product coming out is my highlighter of the month. Every month I use a highlighter. The goal is not necessarily to hit pan. It's just to get more use out of things in my collection. However, this I did finally hit pan on, and it is the tiniest bit of pan. It's like literally like a dot down here, but I did hit pan. And this is in another project as well this month, so you'll see more about it in that one. It's in my Fun in the Sun collab project, which that update is up, I think. Anyways, this is the swatch of it. This is one of my favorite highlighters of all time. Did I say what it is? I have a tendency of doing that lately, where like just show you something and don't say the name of it. This is the Lancome Sparkling Peach highlighter. It's called the Lancome Dual Finish highlighter in Sparkling Peach. Anyway, this is what it looks like. One of my favorites of all time, not what I'm wearing today, but I do love it, and I'm glad that I used it a bunch more because I was able to hit pan on it. I know it's like, I can't even really show you because every time I use it, like the product kind of wipes back over the pan, so even if I just like swatch it right there, like the pan almost goes away. Anyway, I'm happy to have used that one. I am bringing in another highlighter that I really love this month. I'll show you in a second. Okay, two products that are not like my monthly things. These are actually things that I used up. So firstly is my MAC Fix Plus matte. So what happened was I had to transfer it from the actual bottle that it came in to an older Fix Plus bottle because this sprayer just like is so stuck. Like it's so stuck, it's completely broken. So I had to transfer it. So here's what this progress looks like. So you can see the very top line on this one. That's where I started. You can see all the different months of usage, and then over here, that is the final like check-in. So this line here was last month, and I've been using it all month. You can see there's still some here. The bottle goes like up in the middle, so this isn't like half an inch of product. It's like very domed in the middle, and this is product I can't get to because the like sprayer goes all the way to the bottom, do you know what I mean? And no product can get in there from these sides. I know, it's like these little things that who really cares, but I just want to tell you because it is a project pan. So I can't actually get to that product, but I used up absolutely as much as I could. You do have to like shake it up because it's white and it mixes with the liquid, and I don't know what it's made from, but anyways, it works pretty good for a mattifying setting spray. Now I have two bottles I can back to back. I finished up my little e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder. I don't know if that's the actual name of it because it doesn't really say on here anymore, but that's what it is. It usually has a little stopper in it, but I took the whole stopper out completely. That line at the top was when I first brought it into the project where it was, and then that was the last month's update, and now it's gone. This one went really quickly, which I knew it would once I was able to use it up, like once I was able to start using it. I don't like this anymore. It kind of like goes into my creases and it settles there, and then I get those gross creases under my eyes. I use the Hourglass Veil one now, and it's my favorite, and I don't really want to use anything else, but I'm glad that I used this up. Okay, now we're getting into just update territory. All right, first let's talk about my two single eyeshadows that I am working on. I will overlay a picture of what they looked like last month. This is Mac Brulee right here. This is getting like so close to the sides, and the closer it gets to the sides, I find it the harder to get product out with. Like I have to grind my brush on the sides now, and it just seems to be like so much more effort to pick it up, but I don't necessarily like want to repress it. I feel like that's just too much trouble for what it's worth. So I'm just gonna continue soldering on. And then this guy's ColourPop Issues, and this has like the hugest dent in it. The goal for this one is to use it completely. The goal for this one is just to hit pan on it. So there you go. So much denting on that ColourPop shadow, and then obviously Brulee is getting very close to the edges. Here's my Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow. I'm not gonna like go into this because all of you that watch this have been hearing me talk about this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months now. Here is the original. Here's where we were last month. Here's the update. I feel like if this is not quite the month to do it, it'll be very soon after. I've noticed though that this is starting to like sputter out of the pump. And I don't know if it's like going to be easy or difficult to get the last little bit out, but I might have to like start opening it up and pouring it out. I don't know. This is my e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. If you remember last month, maybe you'll get a picture of this too. This, like, you couldn't see any pan on it, and I remember saying, I know once I hit pan, it'll start going quickly, because that's what these powders do, and I've used up multiples of these before, and like, look. So here's the pan on this now, and I know next month, like, it's just gonna go, this is gonna go so fast. I use this, like, 5 days a week. This is the powder that I use on my face like every single day. So I know it's gonna go super duper quickly. I just brought this one in last month. This is a rollerball of Bobbi Brown Beach Eau de Parfum. I have a full size of this, so I wanna use this up, especially now that it is summertime. So here is where we were last month. I didn't mark this yet, but you can obviously see the difference there. And based on that, it looks like we're probably gonna have like August and September. I've been keeping this on my desk at work. Obviously I don't sit at a desk all day, so it's not like I see it all the time. But when I do have a minute to sit down, or I'm like on a conference call or something and I see it, I like reapply it. So that's how I've been actually using it. I don't really use it at home. I don't keep it in my purse because it just, things in my purse tend to get forgotten about, but it has been working out to leave it on my desk. This is a super difficult one to like measure. This is my foundation that I'm using, the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation in Buff Bisque. And the only way to measure it is to kind of see like on the side where it's speckling, because it's not coming away completely from the sides. Like you can see there's a lot of window through it, but it's not like completely transparent. And on this side, you can't really see it at all. So I've kind of been measuring it more from this side to just kind of be like, okay, that's where I see like some transparency. So I've been measuring it there, and that's where we are. This is the original, like when I brought it in, and then this is the update, because I was using another foundation that I finished, and then I just brought this in last month. Yes, last month. I have my good days with this and my bad days. I feel like some days this looks good, it works out good, it works all day, and I have no problems. And every now and again, I have a bad day with it where it like oxidizes weird, or it just like doesn't control oil. Today was one of those days, like a lot of the time when I film after work, I'll just kind of like touch up my makeup. My makeup was a hot mess after work today. The only thing that looked good was my highlighter, like that was it. So I just redid everything. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna make it all the way through this. I think I will. I think I will. I haven't had more bad days than good, so I think I'll get through it. But yeah, this is a very old foundation in my collection, which is why I'm thinking that's probably happening. All right, last thing to update on. This I also brought in last month, and I wanted to make my way through a pencil. I always like seeing people's progress on pencils, and even though it's a pain in the butt to have to keep track of, I know you guys like seeing it too. So this is Urban Decay Desperation. This is a gray. I have been using this off and on whenever the occasion calls for it, really. And here's the progress. So I've been keeping track on this guy here. That was when I brought it in at the end of June, and here we are at the very end of July, and that's how much progress I have on that. So, you know, I'm sure this will go for a few months or so. It's not really in danger of drying up that I can tell, so I think we're doing okay with that. All right, now it's time to bring in the 4 new things. So I have my palette of the month, I have my highlighter of the month, and then I have 2 things that are permanently coming into this project. So for highlighter of the month, I don't know, nothing was super duper calling to me, but then I saw this and I was like, you know what, I haven't really used this in a long time, and I really do like it. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter in the shade Rose Gold. I've decided to start like like I keep track on the palettes, to start just keeping track on the highlighter, how many times I use it. I don't necessarily have like an amount of times. I do set a minimum for myself with the palettes, which is 5, but for this I don't have a minimum set of times, but I just thought it'd be good to see how many times this month I use it. I think you guys would probably like to see that. This is what it looks like. It just is very like soft peach rosy gold, but it is super shiny and very intense. It's got that kind of like thick feeling to it, but it applies to the skin really nicely. It has a really beautiful glow, and I wore this today and it looked gorgeous. Now I have the benefit of oily skin where the really good thing about oily skin is your highlighter always looks really great like by the end of the day, because the oil like really works with it. So this was looking gorgeous by the end of the day. I mean, it looks gorgeous all the time, but it really did. This is a really nice summer highlighter, super affordable for the drugstore. I love these Master Chrome highlighters. There's a bunch of shades that are gorgeous, so if you haven't tried them, it's a really good one to try, but I particularly like that shade. Okay, my palette of the month is going to be the Melt Cosmetics Impulsive palette. So I just bought this last month. I've only used it once or twice, like twice max, and I want to use it a ton. This is what it looks like inside. It's got the warm palette side and it's got the cool palette side. This side is all entirely metallics. This side is a mixture of mostly mattes. There's only 2 metallics in here. I'm not really honestly sure like how I'm gonna incorporate this side, because I think there are a couple colors that will go with it, but most of them I think are like very contrasting in tone from one side to another. So I might have to bring in some mattes as well. But yeah, I'm excited to try this out and let you guys know my thoughts on it. Okay, and bringing into the project precisely my brow pencil from Benefit. I have no brow product in this project, and I really thought it would be a good idea to. I actually want to use my Anastasia Dip Brow, but I'm just not like, I don't know, I'm kind of scared. So on the paper here, I measured it. This is the starting point, and then next month we'll see how far we get. I have a feeling though I might just use this up in a month, because like, you know, I use this almost all the time. I don't use my dip brow a ton, especially when I'm getting ready for work. I just find that this one works like so quickly that I really like it. It has a spoolie on this side. By the way, this is in the shade 3.5. I really like this shade. I love this pencil. It's my favorite brow pencil. I have another brow pencil that I just purchased. So I thought it'd be good to like put this in a project, because I don't want that one waiting around for a long time. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll consider the brow pomade. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, this next thing, I wasn't sure if it would be a good idea for me. I have really oily skin and I really only use mattifying setting sprays, but I have a couple hydrating ones, and I actually have 2 that smell like coconut. So I thought, you know what, I really need to use up at least one of them for now. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Coconut 3-in-1 Primer Water is what it's called, but it's really kind of like just like a hydrating spray. I don't know that it would work as a primer in any way, shape, or form, but it is a good refresher. This smells so good. The mist is actually really fine on it. Like, I don't know if you can tell from that, but the mist is actually really fine. It feels very like moisturizing and refreshing. Like, it really feels refreshing on the face. So nice to use at the end of the day. This is the kind of thing though that I think I'll use more just like I did tonight when I'm filming a video, and I'm not gonna need mattifying setting spray, but I will not be using this for work. So this probably will take me a while, even though it's, there's the measurement, it's about halfway done. I've had this for quite a few months. It's gonna take me a while, I think, to work my way through it, but at least I'll get through it eventually. That is it for all the stuff in my rolling project pan this month. I do hope that I got this up a lot sooner than I did last month. Yeah, last month was almost July by the time I got June's update up. So I'm hoping to get into a little bit more of a routine with YouTube and work. I'm still not quite there yet, but I have been able to post, I think, a little bit more frequently than I was when I first started my job. So we'll see. It's all gonna be trial and error for a little while. But thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that you're speaking kindly to yourself, especially when you look in the mirror. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.